Hi, has your business been affected in any way because of COVID-19? क्या आपका business affect हुआ है किसी भी कारण से? क्या आपकी job में insecurity create हो गई है because of COVID situation? Do you feel restless? Do you feel unsatisfied? Do you sometimes wonder there must be a better way when it comes to work and making a living for yourself? The good news is there is a better way, but it's different from what you have been taught in school. So I work with a lot of professionals all across India, and I like to get involved with them in an audience participation game. And I ask them specifically what would make a perfect business. I ask them to list down the things they would want to see in that business and the things they would want to avoid. And the results are interesting. Let me summarize what more than 2,000 professionals have told me what would make a perfect business. People start usually naming things they don't want. No boss, no commute, no employees, no compromises, no discrimination, no educational requirement. And as they begin to start thinking more positively, they start being more creative and start telling things which are in a more positive light. Something positive, great product or service, unlimited income, residual income, enjoy the people you work with, time freedom, something meaningful, personal growth, international, contribution to worthy causes, low risk, low startup cost, economy proof, tax benefits, fun. Now you can add some of your own attributes which you would want to see. Wouldn't it be fun to be part of such a project? दुनिया में अगर आप देखा जाए तो 5 ही किस्म के लोग हैं, 5 तरीके हैं लीगल तरीके से पैसे बनाने के. फर्स्ट वे ऑफ मेकिंग मनी इन दिस वर्ल्ड इज अ ब्लू कॉलर जॉब, सेकंड इज अ वाइट कॉलर जॉब, एंड द थर्ड इज अ सेल्स जॉब, फोर्थ इज ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस ओनरशिप, राइट, एंड फिफ्थ इज बीइंग एन इन्वेस्टर. So blue collar jobs, as we all know, blue collar jobs means if you build something, if you service something, if you provide your labor to do something, that is called blue collar job. So definitely blue collar job is not a perfect career at this moment of time. The next one is a white collar job. So I was one such person. मैं white collar job में involved था. So white collar job में basically there are two kind of people who are involved. So first people are basically achievers. They are the people who show themselves up. They are the people who are always proactive in doing their work in their corporate career. But more often than not, anybody who decides to become an achiever becomes a target of politics, right? So besides being good at what you do to remain an achiever and to survive in the corporate world, it's cutthroat competition. You have to basically get good at politics as well. And the second category are hiders. So hiders are people who basically do just enough so that the company doesn't sack them and the company pays them just enough so that they don't leave. It's a balance, right? And this balance has been affected big time because of COVID-19. Now companies are downsizing. They call it right sizing, and they curtail a lot of people. A lot of people are facing job losses at this moment. A lot of people have suffered pay cuts because of COVID. And even achievers, what happened to those achievers? Now suddenly their workload has gone up. They are working 10 hours instead of 10 hours. They are working 15 hours from home, right? So it's kind of work from home, but it's actually not. It's not a stable situation. So this has happened in the last couple of months with a lot of people, right? Third way of making money is sales job. Typically for every sales individual, there comes a point in time when whatever he touches becomes gold. Whatever he lays his hand on becomes gold. And typically when that happens, a sales guy usually ends up increasing his lifestyle, making it better. He goes for a very bigger car, a better house, right? Probably puts his kid in a better education institute. And this is what happens. So, but more often than not, something changes. Either the company changes the compensation plan, either a high profile client leaves them, something or the other goes wrong. A product gets off the shelf completely, and suddenly their sales are not happening as much as what they were expecting it to be. Lifestyle has already gone up. So instead of putting 40 hours a week to live up to that lifestyle, they start putting 50 hours a week. 50 hours become 60 hours, 70 hours. And so typically a sales job is not something which can actually take you to your financial dream, right? And the fourth way of making money is traditional business ownership. So when you talk about traditional business, you ask a traditional business who has done it, right? He ends up doing everything in that business besides from his core skill. He becomes in any legal matter, he's attorney. In any HR matter, he's also recruiting. He's involved in taxation. He's involved in a lot of things. So a lot of stress comes with traditional business ownership. And when you talk about traditional business ownership, it needs very high level of investment. It needs very high level of risk taking. And when you talk about traditional business, you're not talking about return on investment. You're talking about return of investment. You can ask any person who is involved in traditional businesses, right? A lot of overheads are there, and if you survive that first 5 years of period, probably you could be making money. But fact is that 90% of small businesses go bankrupt in the first 5 years of formation, and the last way of earning money is being an investor. Now, for being an investor, you need a lot of knowledge, lot of experience of investing, and more often than not, a lot of people who try hands at investing ends up becoming a philanthropist. They put money in somewhere and they end up losing it most of the time, right? So if you were putting money into a business with a friend of yours and thinking that you are into business, right, and that business can grow, it's more often than not, it ends up being an act of philanthropy. So if you are serious about making a change in your life right now and looking for a perfect opportunity, which can be long lasting, which can be recession proof, which can be pandemic proof, and which can provide you stability in your life, financial freedom, time freedom, then this is the right moment. Click on the link, WhatsApp link below. You will directly connect with us on WhatsApp and we can discuss further whether we can work together or not. Thank you so much. Take the right call. This is the moment. Click on the link below right away. Thank you.